Dean from Lancashire Golf Academy, head PGA Professional here at Shore Hill Golf Resort. Today you're joining me for a product review of the Cobra CB iron and MB iron. Some of you may know that I'm a Cobra Puma ambassador, so I use the kit. I've used Cobra, 13 Cobra clubs for the last year or so, and they've been fantastic. Now, time for me to upgrade this year to the new set, so I'm most likely looking at these two irons, whether I would combo them up. I'm not too sure. I might just go for the CB all the way through or into the MB, or I might even look at something a little bit different in the line. Cobra's got a big lineup of irons this year, so there should be something to suit everybody. I'm going to talk a little bit about them now in the shop, and then I'm going to cut through to hitting some shots, posting some of the data, and I'm going to hit my own Cobra tour iron as well, to go side by side. I don't think we're going to see masses of difference, but if we get a little bit out of them, great. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the look of this iron. So I used as I said, the MIM tour iron last season, and that was all like a chrome, shiny chrome finish, and these CB and MB irons are more of a satin finish. Now, each to their own. I don't mind either look, but the satin is quite nice because it's going to reduce a little bit of glare. So when it's sunny, and I had the snakebite wedges last year, what would often happen is the glare of the sun bouncing off the wedges, so that could be a little bit obtrusive at times, a little bit hard to focus or concentrate looking down at the ball when you've got the glint of the sun hitting the chrome finish. If we sit both these irons down, just looking at them in my hand, so there's no shaft attached, but just looking at them down side by side, they're pretty similar. The top line is a little bit smaller on the blade, a little bit thicker on the CB, but what is noticeable on both of the clubs is the sole width of the CB is considerably wider than the MB. I'm not really a fan of a big wide sole. That's probably, with the CB, that's probably the widest I'd like to go. I like them a little bit thinner, to be honest. So straight away, this is saying to me, maybe I would play the CB in the longer clubs, and then the shorter clubs, like 6 iron onwards, I'd possibly go into this MB. Sitting them down, the head width, so from front to back, heel to toe, actually look quite similar. The only difference is there's a little bit less offset with the blade, and the top line's a little bit thinner. Other than that, I can kind of live with that. So it's a nice progression from the CB into the blade. And as I say, anyone who maybe played the tour iron like I have last year and is used to that sort of small compact look and fancies a blade, this isn't going to be so scary when you look down at it, because, as I say, from front to back it is pretty much the same length. It's just that top line that's a little bit thinner. I believe that you can buy the sets in a kind of stock offering, which would be 40 pitch and wedge, where you go 4, 5, 6 in the CB iron and a 7, 8, 9 wedge in the muscle back blade. As far as I'm aware, you can get 3 to pitch and wedge in the blade, and you can get 3 to pitch and wedge in the CB iron. So, as I say, if you like all CBs, you can go in that way. If you like all blades, you can go in that way. The 7 iron is 34 degrees, so fairly standard in a player's iron. A lot of the new sort of breed of players' irons are much stronger through the set. So you see in 3 irons at sort of 19 degrees now, and I think the new forged tour iron, which is out by Cobra, the 3 iron is about 19 degrees, so much stronger, much more powerful loft. But that all depends on your swing and how you flight the golf. These all retail over £1,000. You definitely want to get custom fit to make sure that you get in, the apex of the ball flight in a good window. You want the lie angle correct, to get your shaft right. So you're spending that sort of money, it's definitely worth getting a fitting. And if you can, I would always suggest go to a PGA Pro or a club fitter that actually charges for fittings, rather than just going down the sort of free avenue. You're paying for the service. The pro or the club fitter is just going to give you his evaluation. He's getting paid for his service, so I really think going down the paid route for custom fitting is well worth it. Let me know what you think. If you think you should not pay for a fitting, it should be free. Pop it in the comments below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. But me personally, I would always say go for a paid fitting, because I think you'll get the best blend of impartial, unbiased advice, and somebody who's there to really look after you because they're getting paid for their sort of skills and service. So I believe with this CB and MB, it's a 5-step forging process, which is supposed to give you a really good feel, soft feel off the club face. I'd be really interested to try that because I like the MIM Tour irons that I have. But if I could get them a little bit softer and not really lose anything, I like the distance of the irons, I like the ball flight, but if I could get them a little bit softer, these could well be a worthwhile replacement for me. I've used blades in the past and really enjoyed them, and I've not really found that using a blade my scoring's been affected. Certainly if you miss-hit them, they will drop off in distance. You know, if you get to a certain level, a certain standard of ball striking, then a blade can be really good, and I wouldn't really say that's handicap dependent. For me, blades are not really in the equation for most people. Sort of new breed of players iron, which they're small, sleek and powerful iron lofts. People are getting that sort of forgiveness they desire, getting the looks they desire, that sort of smaller looking club head. So that sort of iron category is really on the up list. 15-20 years ago, if you wanted forgiveness, it'd be a bulky, oversized iron, and then there'd be blades or small cavity backs. So a little bit of a roundup before I go and hit some of these shots. We've got the blade, we've got the CB, both forged irons, satin looks, classic looking irons. They remind me of Titleist really. Thicker top line on the CB, thinner top line on the MB. Little bit of forgiveness in there on that CB. And as I say, they look great, so I'm looking forward to hitting them. Results times, pretty much just as I imagined. So we've got carry distance with my own 7-iron first of all at 172 yards, the CB 172 yards, and the MB 167 yards. So what I found during testing was I certainly found it a little bit more difficult to hit the blade. I didn't quite hit them as clean as often. That's user error, not the clubs by any means, but a blade is, you know, a little bit more difficult to use. As I say, from 167 to 172 is not really a massive difference, so that wouldn't put me off. I was really interested in seeing how the sole would perform outside on the turf, so I've not tried that yet, but that's certainly something I'm going to be doing. Just on that point, when we do a fitting here at Lancashire Golf Academy, we tend to charge for fitting, and also once we've built the golf club up and got the spec for the customer, we often let them take the golf club, the demo 7 iron out on the golf course, so they can really experience how that golf club is going to work in and out of the grass, rather than just in the studio on a dry sort of mat. So it's really important, because when you're playing golf, you're going to be playing off a variety of different lies: uphill, side hill, downhill. So it's really important that you know, when you're purchasing a new set of golf clubs, to really try them in different conditions. So we really do urge people to, once they've come for a fitting, to really try them on the golf course. The spin, my own club has got the lowest spin, so 5,208. My lofts are just standard on my Cobra Mim Tour irons. And I do find that the golf ball does spin a little bit less indoors, off the mat. So I'm always aware of that when we're doing fittings. The CB 7 iron is 5437, so a little bit more. And then going into the MB blade, it's 6149, so it did jump up considerably compared to my own club. So that's something to certainly look at. Ball speed, we've got 120 for my own club, 120 for the CB, and 118, so just 2 miles an hour slower with the MB. And again, that's just going back to that sort of forgiveness issue, not quite hitting it as well with the MB. So we've just got a slight drop off there, but again, that really doesn't concern me. And then finally the apex, so the height of the shot, the peak height of the shot. So we've got 105 with my own club. We've got 102, so just a little bit lower, 3 feet lower with the CB, and then 101, so just 1 foot lower with the MB. So again, in a nice window. I expected them to be very similar to my own club. When I change the golf clubs, essentially they're going to be based on looks and feel, so I'm going to change really based on that. I'm not really going to get any more performance from them. I'm really happy with the Cobra clubs that I've got now, so it's just freshen them up for this year. When you're changing golf clubs, it doesn't always have to be sort of led by distance. I really am interested in trying this blade to see how that sole works through the turf, and maybe combo the setup to get a nice blend of forgiveness. Forgiveness and playability. I don't really see that with many golfers until they come in for a custom fit. So something to think about. Really start thinking about how you're going to make your setup if you're in the market for a new set of golf clubs. Don't just think of buying one set of sort of matching clubs. Pick and choose what you need, because that really is going to help you. Speak to your PGA professional or club fitter, and they can really help you out with that. If you've liked the video, please like and subscribe. Hit us up in the comments section if there's anything you want to see in particular. Let us know and we'll see if we can do that. We look forward to seeing you again next time.